Well, welcome everyone. I'm Laura Boyle, and today we'll be doing a roughly 30-minute class focusing on our bottom three energy centers known as chakras. So what are the chakras in a quick overview? Our chakras are our 7 energy centers located from the base of our spine all the way up to the crown of our head, and they support our health and wellness, and it's also part of our spirituality. So movement is a very important part of keeping the energy flowing through our chakras, which of course supports our wellness. Yoga is a very important part of chakra wellness. So we'll be focusing, as I mentioned, on the bottom 3, which would be the root, the sacral, and solar plexus. Root being our connection to the earth and our purpose and sense of being here. Our sacral chakra being our seat of emotions, and our solar plexus, which is our center of confidence, also known as the power center. We only need today a blanket and a couple of blocks along with your yoga mat. You can keep the blocks to the side. They're really more for you if you need to prop yourself up or if you want to help with your balance. I'm just going to get started with a brief opening meditation and centering. If you want to close your eyes or have a soft gaze, I would very much like us to focus our breath all the way down into the base of the spine and the bottom 3 chakra areas, right down here, front and back. So as you're taking a deep breath in, see if you can expand all the way around, including the back ribs, maybe even the lower back and the lower belly. Take a moment to drop your awareness to the base of your spine, as well as the sacral area below the belly button and the solar plexus directly above the belly button. Just pause and notice for a moment what emotion, image, thought, or word comes to mind. And as we continue to breathe and as we go through this practice today, I will ask that you breathe into that area peace and stillness. One more deep breath here in our opening meditation and grounding. Good. Let's start laying down. If you would like a blanket under your neck, that would be fine. So as we're laying down, if you have a blanket under your neck, we will be doing some bridge pose. So if you don't like a blanket under your neck for that, you can remove it. Feet flat on the mat, hands beside you. Make sure the shoulders are not shrugged up to your neck, nice and relaxed. Chest is slightly open. Take a moment here and roll the pelvic under so you have a pelvic tilt and you feel the low back pushing into the mat. Pause here for a moment for a deep breath and see if you can bring that awareness to feeling the back area expand with your breath as you bring it all the way down to the base of your spine. Good. Now keep that pelvic tilt. Reach your hips all the way up to the ceiling as far as you would like for them to go. Pause at the top for a breath. And then on your next exhale, slowly come down. Good. We'll do 2 more like that. Go to your pelvic tilt. Inhale. On your exhale, reach your hips up to the ceiling as high as you would like. Pause at the top for an inhale. And then come all the way down, one vertebrae at a time on your exhale. Last one. Good. Now, shift your hips to the right side, arms out to a T, and just take your knees and drop them to the left so that your knees are creating a 90-degree angle. Try to reach your back arm so that the shoulder is melting towards the floor. Feel that stretch all the way down the back shoulder. Again, breathing awareness into those bottom 3 chakras. Feeling the breath now at a different angle as it goes down into the base of the spine, as well as the sacral and solar plexus area in the lower belly. Good. One more deep breath here. Then slowly unwind, come back to center, feet are back on the mat. Now shift your hips to the left. And then take your knees and drop them to the right. So you're creating a 90-degree angle. Your left shoulder now is melting to the floor. You may notice a difference between the shoulders. Take that breath again all the way down to the base of the spine. One more deep breath here. And slowly come back to center. Good. Let's bring our knees into our chest. Pause for a moment here. If you would like to rock side to side, feel free to do so. Or just pause, bringing the knees into the chest. Again, check the shoulders, that they're down and away from the ears. From here, reach out either to your shin, your ankle, the inside of your foot, or your toe, and come up for some happy baby. You can stay here, or again, rock side to side. Whatever would feel good right now. Maybe you would like to alternate the legs coming up and down, or simply stay pushing your heels towards the ceiling and stretching those hamstrings. This is a great pose for really pushing that energy and keeping the energy flow in the first 3 chakras, especially given that our root chakra is connected to our childhood and family. So you can always come back to happy baby to really help that energy flow in the root chakra. Slowly come down, knees are to your chest again, and then roll yourself or come to the side and come up to a seated position. Good. Sit comfortably for a moment. We'll place I'm placing, starting with my left hand down and right arm reaching up and over, opening up the side body, pushing the opposite knee down to the floor as I'm reaching. Exhale, switch over to the other side and reach. Good. Exhale back to center. I'm going to take my right hand onto my left knee. My left arm, the palm is coming up and reaching now over to my right knee. Feeling that in the low back as well as the side body. a really great way, again, to get that energy flowing in those first 3 chakras. Exhale back to center. Now my left hand is going on my right knee, right arm flipped to the palm to the ceiling and reaching to my left knee. You may notice one side is a little tighter than the other. Good. And back to center. Let's do a nice twist. I'm going to start going to the right. Make sure that back shoulder is rolled back. Try again to bring awareness to that lower belly, breathing into it to see if it can help you twist a little bit more. Shoulders down, away from the ears. Good. Another great pose for those first 3 chakras. Exhale back to center, and then let's twist to the other side. Roll that back shoulder back. Use the lower belly to try to twist a little bit more. And exhale back to center. Good. Let's make our way to kneeling into a table pose. If you would like a blanket under your knees, go ahead and do that. We'll be doing our cat-cow pose here. And what I would really like us to focus on as the breath is coming down the body, try to really make the awareness of your breath going all the way down the back and the front body, from the top of the head to the base of your spine. So we'll start with hips over knees, shoulders over wrists, fingers nice and wide, starting with a neutral spine. Then we'll drop the belly, chin comes up. And then exhale, round the back, chin comes to chest. So it's just slowly back and forth with your breath. Again, bringing that awareness of the breath going down the front and the back side of the body, trying to connect your crown all the way down to the root. One more cat, one more cow. Good. Nice and slow with your breath. Then we'll meet with a neutral spine and slowly come up to kneeling. I'm going to turn, although you may stay at this angle on your mat if you'd like. I'm going to keep the blanket under my knees for now. I'm bringing my right knee out a little bit more than a 90-degree angle. And I'm pushing my hips forward for coming into our low lunge. Feeling yourself grounded in this first. Feel the strength within it. Push the feet, the heel and the toes equally into the floor. Feel yourself rooted and strong in this pose. Then slowly exhale and bring your arms up, slight back bend. Good. Feel that breath coming up and down the front and back side, feeling yourself rooted, strong, secure, and confident. Slowly come down. You can either put your hands on the floor, or if you would like to have your blocks with you, you can do so. And come to a runner stretch. Again, this is a great way you can just have your fingertips resting, or if you would like to be resting more on your blocks, have yourself nice and tall. Again, really stretching the hamstrings, and again, this entire area around the first 3 chakras. Good. It's a really great stretch. Pause and see if you can breathe into those hamstrings anymore. On your next exhale, bring the foot back down, push the hips forward again into our low lunge, and bring the arms up. Good. Exhale, slowly come down, and we're going to switch our legs. Now my left leg is coming out a little bit more than a 90 degree. I'm just basically pushing my hips forward. As you can see, I have stability in the hips. I don't have one foot in front of the other or the foot in front of the knee. I have stability in the hips and strength. I feel rooted and confident. And inhale, reach up, pull the belly, feel that lower belly, reaching and stretching as the foot is pushing into the ground and you are rooted and strong. Good. Exhale, slowly come down. Fingertips can be on the floor or your block, and flex the foot for a runner stretch. Breathe into those hamstrings. And last time, foot will come down, push the hips forward, and reach up for a slight back bend, feeling that strength and connection. And then slowly come back down to kneeling. Great, now we're back to our kneeling position. I'm taking my right leg out to the side. My toes are pointed forward. Pause for a moment here and take your toes at a 45-degree angle. See if you are able to have the knee facing up as much as you can as opposed to rolled inward. So the knee is facing up a bit and you're able to go back and forth a bit to really open up the inner thigh. You'll also feel it in the back here in the glute. Good. And now the toes will point forward. Your knee now will be more further in. You can have your block handy here, or your hand can come down to the floor. So either your hand comes to the block or to the floor, and you are reaching the other hand so that you're creating a T with your arms. You can stay right here, or you can lift this leg and just feel yourself being supported by the energy around you and the energy within you. Take a moment, feel those lower abs squeezing to hold yourself up. Feel the strength in your legs and feel the upper body simply floating. Good. Exhale, back down, and we'll just do a counter stretch towards the other side. Good. And back to center kneeling. I'm going to move my block over to the other side. My left leg now comes out. I'm starting at about a 45-degree angle with my toes, trying to keep my knee rolled up as much as I can, and just coming back and forth. With your breath, nice and slow, opening up the inner thigh, the glute, the hip. Good. And now I will point my toes forward. The knee is now facing it, rolled in. I'm going to reach down either to the floor or the block. Arm comes up to create a T. Pause for a moment here. You can stay right here if you would like, or you can lift the leg. Feel yourself being buoyant and held by the energy around you. Feel your lower abs feeling strong. Good. Really reach that arm. One more deep breath. And come on down. And let's just pause for a counter stretch. Good. Let's come down to a sitting position. Either you would like to swing your legs forward and around. I'm going to move my blanket out of the way too. And let's bring what one of my yoga teachers called bringing fire in the belly. And let's do some boat pose. So let's bring some confidence and fire into that power center of the solar plexus as we feel rooted and grounded. You can start with your hands by your hips. If you want to just start with picking up the feet, you can keep your hands on the ground, shoulders down, and then come down. Okay, come on up, find your balance, and come down. This time, find your balance, reach the arms forward, feel yourself creating that fire in the belly. You can stay here or stretch the legs up. Not easy to talk while you're doing this pose. And slowly come down. Good. Let's do a counter stretch for that pose. Come on down to our belly on the mat, shoulders over elbows for Sphinx pose. So you can feel yourself pulling your arms back while your head gently comes up. Gaze can be right ahead, or you can keep your gaze on the mat if that's too much on your neck. Really feel that stretch in the front body. Bring that breath again all the way down into the belly. Peek over your right shoulder and try to connect by lifting the right leg, getting a nice stretch through the neck and the shoulder and the hip here as well. And leg comes down, and then peek over the left shoulder, lifting the left leg towards the glutes. Good. Let's come up to table. Make our knees wide, kiss the toes together, and come on down for child's pose. I'll walk you through a bit of a child's pose while you're down there. Reach the arms forward, really stretch the upper back, and then again, see about bringing that breath all the way down into the low belly. See if you can bring your chin to your chest so that the top of your head is on the mat, and now the back of your neck is nice and long and stretched as well as the upper shoulders. Good. See if you can bring the glutes down to the heels just a little bit more with each breath. Good. One more deep breath here. And then feel yourself what might need to have a little bit of movement. If you're coming out of child's pose into table, would a few hip circles be nice? Would you prefer to stretch out the legs a bit in a quick down dog? take a moment and see what it is that your body would like to do right now before we go into our closing Shavasana. And whenever you're ready, get yourself comfortable in a position where you can feel yourself integrating today's practice, reconnecting with that breath, feeling yourself slow down, feeling your heart rate slow down with each inhalation and exhalation. Seeing how you can connect those lower 3 chakras and feel that energy flow. Again, return to breathing in peace and stillness as you breathe into those lower chakras. Soften the throat, soften your eyes. Let those shoulders drop like they're melting into the floor. Let that lower belly fully relax, and the feet can fall away from each other. For the next few minutes, just breathe. Bring the breath down and breathe in peace and stillness. Slowly bring your awareness back to the room around you, feeling the floor beneath you. Maybe you want to bring some movement into your body, maybe a twist or stretch. Getting back into those nice deep breaths. You can stay in this restful position as long as you feel you need to, or you can join me sitting up as we close out our session together. Thank you all for joining me. I appreciate you coming, and I hope your chakras are flowing and free as you breathe in peace and stillness. Thank you, and namaste.